Alright, is everyone here? Ants!
Yes, sir!
Roaches!
Yeah, what of it?
Rodents!
Let's get this cheese!
Alright, come on everyone, settle down, please. Look, we all know why we're here. We'll be eating like queens when we're through with this. That pantry's finally ours. Nobody can stop us now. Charge! No, there's no way. It can't be. It's Old Colony!
Old Colony Pest Control. Veteran-owned Massachusetts, Rhode Island-based operation with everything you could dream of for your pest needs. Equipped with top-of-the-line gear to guarantee your home is protected and staying healthy. Phone number is 774-400-5993. Give them a call for the backup you need. Tell them that General Red Revere sent you. They handle anything from ants, roaches, ticks, mosquitoes, rats, and more. No wildlife or termites at this time.
Hey, watch it, buddy. We're marching.
Phenom Radio is the home of the hottest indie music. Tune into the Phenom Radio Top 20 Countdown, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific.
A razor sharp hustle, raid your paws hustle, when the sun...
Reunion about to crack. We got the whole crew back.
Really, bitch? A cabin in the woods?
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment.
You still a slave to the white man?
Y'all gonna start calling my wife the white man, all right?
Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hands up that you shoot with. Count your
But
loot
we
with.
do on Juneteenth.
Oh, hell no.
Where are you going?
Look for the fuse box.
What kind of house is this? No, thank you.
The blackening?
Whoa! Jim Crow Monopoly.
Shit probably runs on racism.
Pick a card and save Morgan.
What do you mean, save Morgan?
Refuse to play, and she dies.
I think we have to play the game. In your predicament, the black character is always the first to die. I will spare your lives if you sacrifice the person you deem the blackest.
The blackest?
Nobody should judge anybody in here, bro.
You have 2 minutes to decide.
Shanika, she say nigga the most.
Nigga.
See?
Wait.
Y'all can't pick me. I'm gay.
Oh, Clifton. Yeah.
I can prove I'm not the blackest.
Prove it.
I've never seen Friday. I voted for Trump.
What?
Twice.
Big money, playboy, your time's up.
We need a plan.
Don't say it. Don't you dare.
Don't say this dumb shit.
We have to split up.
Your time has run out. It's time to die.
There's a crazy person out here hunting us. You got Rosa Parks on your shirt, right? Would she be sitting down right now?
I mean, that's exactly what she did.
You can shut up.
Made you look. Made you look.
Why black women gotta save everyone all the damn time?
Made you look.
Yo, stop playing.
I got a gun.
Damn. That's too DMX. What are you doing?
A better job, a better home, a better life. Who hasn't wished for these things, worked for them, and sought a place where they had a better chance of becoming real? For generations, Brockton has welcomed those seeking something better. From those who came in search of opportunity to today's multicultural population that makes us the most diverse community in all of New England. Brockton is a place where homes are more affordable, communities closer. Where a strong and talented workforce fuels the success of businesses big and small. And the vision of a more diverse and equitable America is being realized every day. It's where ideas take root, businesses grow, communities thrive, new beginnings unfold, and the promise of a better life is kept. Brockton, Massachusetts, where better begins.
Time to grow up. You got a problem with your self-esteem and ego. Oh, here we go again. It's time to grow up now.
Quisiera estar contigo y recordar de nuevo todo lo que hicimos, cuánto nos queremos.
I came to do the damn thing, cause I do the damn thing, so I guess the damn thing is getting done. I ain't popping champagne, this ain't a campaign, I ain't running, no, actually you should run. No comparing, clearly you can't hang, such a damn shame, man, you ain't never won. Life ain't a fair game, I'm just an airplane flying through, maybe you should see if you can get you one.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Set to come home in 3 weeks. Sent pictures of her bags packed and waiting.
I talked to her that night, and you're not going to tell me that she was anything but happy and ready to come home.
From this video to her husband dancing their wedding song.
Can't make sense of it. It's a nightmare. Every day I wake up, it's a nightmare.
These are military police officers. They knew better. We need a congressional investigation into this, and we also need the FBI to look into this matter immediately, because what we have is the military trying to police itself.
We are coming for justice. Know that. We are coming for justice, and we are Denisha Montgomery Smith.
This is Black C representing Green Light Music Group. You're now listening to The Booth on hoobazoo.com. Get with it with my homie Sinister. Get green!
All right.
This is Black C representing Green Light Music Group. You're now listening to The Booth on hoobazoo.com. Get with it with my homie Sinister. Get green!
All right. Is everyone here? Ants.
Yes, sir.
Roaches. Yeah, what of it?
Let's go here. All right, it's your boy Sinister One broadcasting live from the City of Champions. You are watching The Booth. I went with no intro tonight because I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm busy. I was gonna drop the intro, but I didn't drop the intro tonight. I just want to get right into this because I got a lot of stuff to do. My first guest is up in the upper left-hand corner. I got to thank my man Troy City Troy from last week coming on the show. He hung out, and it's funny because my man here that's on with me tonight, he was actually on Troy City Troy and Dougie's show about a few weeks ago. It was a good time watching him on there. But my man up here in the upper left-hand corner, man, we go back. So if you guys remember way back, I was in this music video, me mugging, three-piece suit, you know, and you had the crazy women.
Oh, man.
MoneyMav, introduce yourself, man.
Yeah. So my name's Maverik, aka MoneyMav. Yeah, if you're in Boston, you probably know what time it is. You know, if not, hey man, I am the Boston Red Sox DJ. I am an artist. I am a clothing designer. I am a creator. I am just a humble, servant of God. That's the most important. But yeah.
And let them know you're not just that, man. You've been on 94.5. People have been listening to you.
Yeah.
Talk about it, man. You got the afternoon drive. You let them know, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, if you used to rock with Jimin, definitely I had my first one was the overnights, but that's way back. That's way back when I first started. Yeah, I was doing the overnight shifts for like the Breakfast Club people and the people driving the trucks, But yeah, then we moved to afternoon drive. That was where I was, I think, for the longest period of time. Yeah, just holding it down from 10 to 2. Lunchtime, we had them old school joints, the classics for you. And then I did nights for a while as well. So that was like 7 to midnight. But yeah, man, it's just all over your airwaves. It's been an incredible ride. And yeah, I just thank everybody for real for like supporting me and like really showing up. You know, it's one thing to say you're gonna be there, but you know, for the people that actually showed up and like, you know, came to stuff, like, yo, big ups to you, because that's a testament to who you are.
And the funny thing is, when we talk about them overnights at jamming that you used to do, I remember some of the funniest things. I used to work the overnight too and listen to you, and they used to have this promotion. It was a game that they used to run, but usually on that overnight they never really ran any call-in games. But there was this one game that was big. It was when it was a syndicated game, so it was like the only time you was able to have somebody call in the win, because they were doing it all three, and you can tell that excitement in your voice. It's like, oh, call it.
Yep. Oh man, no, we had some dope promotions, man. We really did. And shout out to Shailene, because I saw her this last weekend. She came out to my pop-up shop for Mav Life Clothing, and Shailene was like the head of promotions. Now she's like in a even bigger role for iHeart. So shout out to her and Paul for coming through and supporting my clothing line, Mav Life Clothing.
And you recently got married too?
Yeah. Shout out to Sharita, man. She's amazing. Yeah, my wife's the best, man. I couldn't now that I'm in it, it's like, yo, I couldn't even imagine, you know, life without her, you know?
Right.
It's just dope when you know, when you meet somebody that compliments you, isn't like a leech or you know just in it for the wrong reasons, for the, you know, clout and all that. It's just great. Like, she's dope by herself. She don't, you know what I mean? Like, just we like perfectly complement each other, and she's doing her thing. Actually, if you're in the cannabis space, anybody out there, she is the business development manager for the first Black female owned dispensary in Boston, which is called the Heritage Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so definitely go check them out at the Heritage Club in Charlestown. It's definitely like the ambiance is real nice in there, and the bud tenders will hold you down. They'll let you know what they'll ask you first, like, you know, what you're into, and then they ask you, like, they'll make recommendations based on that, you know, just to say.
Well, I'll actually hit you up off air, because those are the type of people that, to be honest, I'd like to get them on the show to help promote their business. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that, because out here in Brockton, as you know, we have the first Black female legal greens was the first ownership out here in Brockton. So it'd be nice to tie that in so people know, and they can go and support in those areas who they need to support. A lot of these places, you know, when they open up, they link right up. They get like a Capadonna. They get somebody. So we know, I love seeing how this is progressing. But we got a lot of stuff that we can chop up and go down. But the real one thing I want to get you on right now about is, because we're coming into April, and the Red Sox season is about to begin. And, you know, when I heard that you locked down this job as the Red Sox DJ, it was funny, because I've been saying, man, teams need to get DJs. Teams need to get some DJs, you know, playing the same music. Getting a DJ is nice. How did that fall into your lap? I remember I thought they were doing, like, you know, interviews. I remember seeing it out there, but how did that all land in your lap, and how did you secure the bag?
Yeah, I mean, a friend of mine just kind of like dropped it in my ear. He was like, hey man, the Red Sox are looking for a DJ. And I was man, I wasted no time. I was like, what? You're like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I always, because, you know, DJing for as long as I've DJed, it's like, it's one thing to be in a club, right? Whereas, you know, good night, you're going to get, you know, maybe 1,200 people. Like, yo, you do a size game, like, it's 36 or 7,000 people, you know, just vibing, just rocking. Like, man, there's nothing like that. So I had to get on it, like, real quick. And yeah, it was pretty rigorous, like, interview process.
I'm pretty sure. Oh
yeah. It was legit. Like, I think 3 rounds of interviews of them, you know, just kind of getting to know you. And this was, when I got it, it was during COVID, so it was a lot of you know, virtual interviews. So yeah, it just worked out. I gave him the real me and told him what I'm all about. And yeah, just kind of also gave example. And they asked some very specific questions. Like, yeah, it was like, I didn't know. Yeah, like, I mean, I remember, them asking, I think one of them was like, what would you play in a situation where it's the ninth inning and like we're down to the Yankees? I'm like, whoa, okay. We get right into it. All right. So
yeah, they don't want no cornball stuff. They don't. Yeah, man. And it's funny because you came at this like it was out of COVID. Everybody knew that everybody was coming back. Everybody knew once everything opened up, it was coming back, and that's when you got this. You secured the bag right after everybody was anxious to get back out there. What was it like that opening day, that first day? You had to have been like, your stomach must have been like, oh, man. You know how it is when you go to a wedding and you open up your laptop to DJ a wedding, all of a sudden you got a Windows update or Apple update, and you're like, oh, my God, I just checked it last night, What was that like?
I was just hoping, honestly, I was definitely just hoping for like just no negative situation, nothing where they would like second guess, the decision to hire me as the DJ. I just really went with the flow of the game. To be honest, it's like you can't predict. One thing that I don't do during games is like have a preset like list of songs, like, oh yeah, like no, like once the game gets going, I just vibe and just like, it's the aura of like, it's a mix of like what time of the year it is, like,
right.
It gets a little more intense, like ramped up as the season goes on, but like also, Sundays are like a little more easy, like, in the words of Lionel Richie, as opposed to a Friday night where you on 10, like you like, I need that, like,
Yeah, because they got out of work at 7:30, 7:20 pitch.
Right.
It's gonna be on,
going crazy in the bleachers, like, yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, so it's real. I figured it was real crazy for you. One of the things I'm pretty sure you don't miss is, as a DJ, when girls come up and want to charge their phone on your computer, and then their man assumes that they chatting with you. So you must be happy that you don't got that like you have up in the clubs, like we do.
Glad I've graduated from that. Yeah, I don't miss that or the spilt drinks on my laptop.
and you got insurance. And I always chop it up. I've had a few DJs on this show, and one of the things that's funny about this show, when you talk DJ to DJ, it's a different world for us. Like, there's a lot of things that people don't realize that happens to us almost every event. And tell me one of your funniest DJ stories, and then I'll share one with you. I always share one back. It's got to be a club one.
No, because all right. How about we do this? How about I tell you like it's not a club story, but it's a college story.
Okay, that's a good one. College is good.
It'll be great. All right, so I'm DJing at Simmons College, right?
Okay.
And this is like, it's an all-girl school. So my boy is like, can I come? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can come, bro. Like, so we rolled in. It was like, we were like at least 5 deep, and so, I'm a little bit late. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit late. This was early on in my, professional DJ career. I wasn't, quite, I was running a little late, but I was on time, but like not as on time as I wanted to be. So anyway, we get there, the gym full of people, packed out. And I'm hustling. My boys helping me like, get the equipment and stuff like that out. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna start DJing. So you could go move my car, and then we'll get into. He asked if he could move my car. Mm-hmm. That's first things first. So I get to DJing. I'm shutting it down. Simmons is going crazy right now. Like it's full party mode. Everybody is like vibing, and it's a good night. It's a good night. We out here winning. Like the squad is winning. Like everybody else who's here is winning. And I haven't seen my boy. And his name is Cuba, so everybody knows my boy Cuba. Like this is about Cuba. So I haven't seen Cuba, and I'm like, yo, where is this dude? It's been a good 45 minutes. I'm like, yo, where is Cuba with, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's supposed to be in the party. And if you know him, like, he's a dancer. So he likes to dance, you know? He would be on the floor, like, with a school full of girls, like, you know? So he shows back up. I'm like, what's wrong? Because, yo, this dude, this is a grown man crying. I'm like, what? Yo, what happened? He's like, I crashed your car, man. No, okay, so you know, everything's everything. I have to be a professional. I have to continue doing what I'm doing. I have to DJ this party and shut it down. You know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, my car is jacked up right now. I didn't know how jacked up. All right, this dude crashed my car into not one, not two, but 3 other cars. What? Yo, I'm like, how did you even? He's like, oh, I don't know. I thought the gas was the brake. I was like, oh, bruh. So from that day on, I've never let anybody else drive my car.
Right. So I always like to share my story. I give some crazy stories. And this one here, I wasn't actually DJing. I was actually at Club Royale, and I was there with my man Marcel. Marcel, what's up, man? Yeah. And that night at Royale, Theodore Green, thank you for the invite. This was many, many years ago. DJ Paulie from Jersey Shore, he was just starting out doing DJing. Okay. And that night at the Royale, he was there. And the place, you know how it was. The place was packed. Women wanted to see him. Jersey Shore was blowing up. He's up there. He's chopping it up. He's doing real good. And he gets done with his set. He got to take a break. He comes down. You know, people trying to talk to him. So me and my man Marcel, we're sitting there. We're sipping on our drinks. He comes over. Doesn't even say a word. Pushes between us and just stands between us. So me and my man Marcel were like, what the heck's going on here? Yeah. You don't say anything. He's like, what's up? What's up? All right. So he sits with us for a little bit. Doesn't say anything. Goes back up. Does his second set. Same thing. After he's done with his second set, he comes back down, stands right between us, drinks his drinks. We're like, what the heck? Okay. So he goes back up to his third set, and I say to my man Marcel, I'm like, is he gay or something? I'm like, what's up with this? You know? Right. Goes up, he kills it. Kills his third set. The night's winding down, plays closing up. He comes back over. He shakes our hands, and I'm like, yo, bro. I was like, no offense. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, you keep coming over here. Like, yo, bro, he's like, I ain't got stacks like that. I don't have no bodyguards. He's like, you the 2 biggest dudes in this place. So I figured if I just come over, stand with you in my set,
it'll look like
nobody's gonna mess with me.
He was just trying not to get beat up.
So big shout out to DJ Paulie from Jersey Shore. That's humble, but that's smart thinking because you're not in a town that you don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know how knuckleheads can be once the alcohol gets flowing. So he was like, look, okay. I see them dudes. Okay. All right. I already know where I'm going, you know? So that's my DJ story. So again, man, let's talk about this music thing because you talked about the Red Sox stuff. Actually, can you kind of talk about what you got planned coming up for this Red Sox season? Do you got anything new that you're going to try out, or you going to just...
Man, I'm gonna just let the music do the talking. Like the feedback has been phenomenal. People are having a good time out there. So, you know, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. You know?
Now, are you also playing the player music when the players come up to bat, or is that someone else? Right. You do that too?
Right. No, I do that too. Yeah.
Most of those guys have their set songs when they come up to the plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's gonna be some new guys this year, so hopefully they got the ear and they picked out some good music. So
now, have you? Yeah. So when they come with you, because I know how it is. Sometimes I've had fighters. I've done MMA shows. Have you had somebody come to you and say, "Yeah, this is my music"? When they come in, you go, "Oh, not kind of a good look." Have you ever done that with a player? Or you just play what they want.
You know, you just give them like baseball players in particular are very routine driven, right?
Oh yeah.
So Yeah, you don't want.
Hence
you don't
why
want to
they've
mess
got
up
the
a
clock
guy's
now.
flow. Yeah, you don't want to mess up a guy's flow, like his rhythm, and all that stuff. Like JD Martinez, for example. Like he's no longer a Red Sox, but every single time up to bat, every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. That put him in the frame of mind to to do what he had to do, and he was a perennial all-star. So I'm sure he knew what he was doing. I think a lot of guys, they just try and play something familiar that's gonna light them up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Some guys will definitely play to the crowd, though. I'll give them that. There's some guys that have a song that they know is gonna fire the crowd up. But for the most part, like the Sox are good. They the guys have a good ear for music, so I haven't been disappointed.
Big ups to everybody in the chat. Another fellow DJ, Gemini Stacks out of New York. What's up, man? Travis Partington, Oscar Mike Radio. What's going on? Sage and Tyler. What's up? Another podcast producer, Kevin Tachi, WATD 98.5. I love it when other people from other places are listening to the show and watching us. Tom McGinty, Micah Felder. What's going on, all you people? Vianna Marie, my artist. She's in the show. All y'all in here hanging out with my man Maverik. Let's talk about this music, this new video. What would you do? The inspiration, what you got going on for music this year, because I know you're busy with the Red Sox. Once the season starts, you're locked down. That's 100+ games, 80 at home.
The good thing is, like there's a good time for away games, and that's when we really get in our mode. Like that's when I really get in my bag creatively with the music. So thank God for away games. But yeah, no, I'm very, very much so excited about the creative process and what I've been cooking up, what's coming out this April, this summer. So brand new record coming out. Well, the record that's out right now, What You Want to Do, definitely Afro beats vibes all the way. It's it's very in the pocket, like in terms of my Jamaican heritage, but also with the Afro wave that's just got a stranglehold on the music scene right now. And
I've been telling a lot of people, I said in the clubs, I said that Afro beat, that music's been wanting to be unleashed for years. Because I remember my family, and you know my family well, you grew up in part of my family. We used to have our big party up at Salem Willows. And one of the things was that Calypso Caribbean music was always being played at our family cookouts. But it was just one of them things that just never really crossed over. But that Afrobeat Caribbean music has been wanting to break out for many years, and I'm glad to see it.
It's a great moment musically. I'd say that.
Yeah, and it's been there, because I tell people, I'm like, it's been there. This isn't new. This has been there, but now they're putting that little spin and TikTok. And I'll talk about this because I got this in the show, but TikTok has been a bad thing for DJs, and it's been a good thing for DJs as far as TikTok goes, man. And I'll mention it because TikTok for me as a DJ, I feel TikTok ruined us as it hurt us as DJs because it created a whole genre of people with short attention spans now.
Absolutely.
So I tell people, I'm like, look, bro, when we used to get hired for a set, it's either 2 or 4 hours, and you sitting there the night before and you trying to put all this music together for 2 or 4 hours. And now, because of TikTok and the little 30-second snaps, you go to a club to DJ, you got a 4-hour set, and people only want to hear a verse and 2 hooks. And now you got to get into the next, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yo, the funny thing about that is I've DJ parties, like, younger demographic parties, where I'll throw a song in from the beginning. They don't even know what it is until the part that they know from TikTok comes on. I'm like, yo, and that part that's supposed to be your favorite song, and that's all you know is that 30-second clip. That's wild. That is wild to me.
It's I feel like it's.
But we're from the album era, so that's how that goes.
Yeah,
when artists used to make albums, take pride in making dope albums.
Yeah. And it's crazy because the dope stuff. Kendrick Lamar put out a real dope thought conscious album, And, you know, I always say this, our community, our black community slept on that because he was talking some stuff in that Kendrick Lamar's live. And people, you know, people don't want to talk and they pushed it right to the side. And I'm like, yo, that was album of the year. But you all just didn't want to talk about it. You all didn't want to talk about what he was talking about. You know, why you can't have Uncle So-and-so babysit you, you know?
Right.
He was talking some stuff.
Talking that talk.
But your videos, man. We're gonna show one of your videos.
Okay.
Man, how do you get them inspired? Because you dropped some fire videos. Like I said, I was involved in one of your video shoots. In the thought process, you was very hands-on of how you wanted stuff shot, how you wanted scenes to be shot. I remember there was a scene where the girl was upset and she wanted to come at you with a knife while you was in the VIP. You was involved with that one. You was like, nah, she gotta do this.
Yeah,
you're very hands-on about your music videos. Let's talk about that a little bit before we get into this video.
For sure. I mean, I think that's one part that I definitely take pride in, like as an artist, is being able to conceptualize something from beginning to end, you know, and how I see that playing out, how the words that I'm saying, the whole time that I'm writing, I'm trying to paint you a picture, you know, so if I can take that to another level with the actual visuals that I drop, then we're in business, you know? So my videos, I definitely always try to surpass the last one. I'm definitely 100% like hands-on with whoever's shooting, whether it's my man William Daly, if it's Jay Hunt, or it was Martin Cruz. Shout out to Martin. He's, you know, he inside right now, but hold it down, bro. We got you. But yeah, like I love that whole process from start to finish. Just like, you know, taking the a reality, like it doesn't come difficult. It's not difficult. I don't know, just I've always been a creative person like that. So you know, a lot of times when we do shoot and like it's summertime, you know, you gotta have that summer like beach kind of feel and what you want to do. Just kind of, you know, we had to capture that. We had to capture that for that video. So
what we'll do, since we're talking about that video, let's get that video on for people. And before we get into these other topics and stuff, so go ahead and introduce this video, man. We want to let people know, man. Like you said, it's got that Afrobeat sound. Introduce.
Definitely, yeah. So check this out. Live and direct. It's your boy MoneyMav. This is my video. What you want to do? Definitely check it out. It's probably gonna be one of your favorite music videos, to be honest. Let's get it.
Here we go.
Yo, can I talk to you for a second?
This is Motion with Randy.
Yo, you see me? Bring it, come get me. Ass fat, but the waist on slimming. Got my ex punch in the air when she see me. Big mad, but she in check like a stimmy. I moved on and it's hurting to cry. I can see it in her eyes. That's that shit you can't hide. Wish she take it all in stride. She out here looking crazy from the time we arrived, but nobody worry up yourself about that. Them can't touch it, just I chat them, I chat them. I run them out, but we sending and go back up. I'm on the map, and I tolerate no slacker. Them can't compare on me, feel about you. Good intentions, my heart is so true. Love come down right there, fresh morning dew. Out with the homie, sitting with the new car. Yeah. I ain't trying to rush you, baby. It's no rush, no rush. I just wanna touch you, baby. One touch, rather crush you, baby. It's just a little crush. So where you want? Where you want? Give me the banana. Say you want me, honey. Never know how much time she get a call me. Wise man says she wants it on crime. Vegetarian, but she wants salami. When she see me, she get wet like tsunami. Bad man, I play games like Serrani. I forgive it to her like wasabi. She know I'm not in the tight dress. Make the righteous. I think I might just hit it with a quickie, the Marvel lawyers don't play. Girl when the menage, and that's word the nigga. Titties in them dimes, girl right in the bitches. Got me hypnotized, and that's word the leg. Fucking let the dog, cause I made it for the next like 10 years or so. I'm sure all that's right. Yeah. I ain't trying to rush you, baby. It's no rush, no rush. I just wanna touch you, baby.
All right. We're back here in the booth broadcasting live. My man, Maverik, MoneyMav is on with me, hanging out. That was his video. Fire.
What you want to do? You
Fire.
know what I mean?
Fire video.
A little scenario. Big shout out to everybody who was in that music video. Some super talented people. Christina was like playing the Mad X in that, and Marlena, the model, was playing the new girl. Yeah, just great job all around. Everybody crushed it. So
good stuff. Good stuff. Dave Haggerty's in the chat. What's up, man? I love my longtime listeners and watchers up in the chat. What's going on, Dave? Peace to you. Jim Spencer, my prayers go out to you. I heard you're in the hospital. Your wife just posted on your Facebook page, but we're going to get into some of these topics. But let me get into my sponsors. Michael Douglas Barreto, MDB Electronics. As you guys know, this past weekend, Diablo 4 beta was on the lockdown. I was online all weekend getting my skills in. If your controller needs to be fixed, this is the guy. Send your controller out, $24, lifetime guarantee. He'll fix it for you, send it back. If it drifts or it sticks or whatever, again, you send it out to him, pay your little shipping, but he ships it back, fixed, repaired. Deanna Marie, music available everywhere. It's Personal is the album, available now, streaming all over the place. The album is so fire. We're picking up a lot of steam still, but still, people, support your local artists. Support your local artists. That's all I got to keep saying. Tactical target systems. When I'm down at the range, y'all know I got that fear of the zombie apocalypse. I got those ill zombie targets. When I go to the range, tactical target systems is where I get them. I love BostonSports.com. Black-owned business. Support them. He's got the greatest t-shirt spot in South Shore Plaza. Make sure you head down there. Those are the people who've won a shirt. Also, Vianna Marie, Kimberly Ann, Empowerment Photography. Vianna Marie did a photo session with Kimberly Ann. If you're a female and you're looking to get some empowerment and take some pictures that you never thought you would take, Kimberly Ann is the person you want to set up and get a session in with her. Prices are very reasonable. Please do not hesitate. Let's get into this. We're going to get into this news booth. Going to get into these topics. SuperBook employee was fired for child grooming because she utilized March Madness as a way to teach kids about ratios and numbers and the breakdowns. Brackets have been used for years, a long time, but she was fired. And I think the reason why she was fired, I think if she wasn't a SuperBook employee, I don't think this would have been a story. I don't think this would have been an issue. I think the fact that we're being bombarded with FanDuel ads and all these ads, I think that kind of plays into it. It was a gambling anonymous crew that called this in, and they didn't waste any time. They fired her. These were second graders. But they call it, and we got to be careful with this, people. Grooming.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to, we got to be careful with this.
I know. When you hear that, it kind of like has like a predatory undertone to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like that stuff is really going on. So I don't know if it wasn't nothing like that, was it? It was just
they said she's grooming them into becoming gamblers. And I'm like, March Madness, it's typical. I'm like, you know, and here's the thing. When you have kids go to school on Super Bowl Sunday and they wear the favorite jersey of the teams who are playing, and you show that ratio of who has more, who has less, I said, then somebody's going to turn around and they'll say, oh, that's teaching kids right there who to bet on the favorite, you know? So I'm like, there's these reaches out there that people are going to grab for. But I understand why she lost her job as a teacher, and why SuperBook fired her too. So understand it. Getting into the legal booth, as we talked about, Congress is one step closer to banning TikTok. We'll see what happens. The testimony that the CEO gave, it wasn't having it. They wasn't having it. The fact that all that information that was being stayed, in China on their servers, and they were having access and doing whatever with it, they weren't happy with it. The CEO said that he would move everything here and everything would be kept here and fall under U.S. laws. But Congress feels like the damage might have already been done with the information that they might have taken already. So they're kind of like, we just want to ban it and force them to sell it. So it's going to get real interesting, because it's going to be interesting to see who buys it. What's going on, Steve Reader? I see you in the chat. Here's another crazy story. Mississippi woman found out her husband was gay. Found out he was gay. They had kids together. She shot him dead. The problem isn't that she just shot him dead, bro. She shot him dead on Facebook Live. She went on Facebook Live and shot her husband dead because she found out he was gay. Is this where we're at, man? Is this where we're at now in society? Like, you want to...
Man, I've seen some wild stuff in my day. I've never seen anything like that.
What would possess somebody to say, I'm going to go on Facebook Live and kill this ninja?
Right. Oh, man.
No worries.
No worries. I'm like, yo, I mean, I've seen some, some crazy stuff out there, but like, if that happened, I mean, in social media, once again, it's like we're definitely in a weird space where, I don't know if it's social image.
So here's my thought. Did she think she was going to get sympathy? Did she think that she was going to get sympathy? People, because her whole thing was that she found out that he was gay and she went Facebook Live, and you say to yourself, did she think that she was going to get sympathy for doing this because she found out her man was gay, which is, and he was cheating?
Nah.
I mean, the thought process, I would love to be the fly on the wall for her mental capacity evaluation. And her name was Khadijah. And I know you all saw that and read it. Don't make no jokes, man. Leave people alone. We were just talking about this off air. Johnathan Majors arrested for alleged assault in New York. Actor denies any wrongdoing. I've seen a lot of people going back and forth, but this is right up there with my man in The Flash, Ezra Miller, and his stuff. Marvel.
What's up with these dudes, man? They get a little money, don't know how to act.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to, and it was like 9 a.m. when the call happened. So, one would assume that he must have spent the night at her place. That's what one would assume. But the thing is, some people are saying, hey, this is why you got to be careful. You stop becoming this big star. You just had Creed 3. You got Marvel movies that you're in now. You got the Loki TV show you in. Now you're going to be Dennis Rodman in the 24 Hours in Vegas story. You've already got that. You've got that target. So you got to be careful who you deal with and who you mess with. And you got to keep your emotions in check, because the littlest thing can turn into this thing in the media.
Real quick.
Man,
I feel like he just got famous too. Like, it's not even like it's a household name. You like, oh man, this dude, like, yo, he just like got on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And man, that's a big L. That's a big L. Early on too. We'll see how the rest of this plays out, because how do you like black dudes in Hollywood? Not too many make it out clean, unscathed. You know what I mean? So,
and I said the same thing. And the reason why I really didn't comment on it is because I made the mistake just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they released a story. They said Sean Kemp was involved in a drive-by shooting. He's been arrested, blah, blah, blah. And I come right out. I put it all out there. I'm like, oh, man, Sean Kemp was arrested, drive-by shooting. 24 hours later, Sean Kemp wasn't involved. Charges dropped, blah, blah, blah. And I came on this show and I said it. I said, look, charges were dropped, but I bet you none of the mainstream media is going to turn around and say the charges were dropped and he wasn't involved. But because they ran with that, they ran with that first story. But this is why now I'm like, I got to wait. I got to wait and see. What happens here. Yeah, so we'll see. Lindsey Lohan and Soulja Boy in the legal booth. They've been named as the latest celebrities who are tied up in this crypto. Now, for those who don't know, there's this humongous crypto lawsuit that's building up for people who were, sponsor people for crypto that crashed and people lost all their money. Lindsey Lohan, Soulja Boy, Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, all of these people are all... Paul Pierce, they're all part of this crypto thing. This is a big deal. And they're going to be held accountable for these people who lost their money. So these two have now been added, and it's crazy stuff. In the entertainment booth, let's get into these 2 trailers that I got for you guys here. Netflix, I don't know if you're a fan, but Netflix just released the trailer, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always. Rita Repulsa comes back to 2023, and Rita Repulsa decides she's going to go back into time and start to kill the Power Rangers before they become the Power Rangers.
That's wild. Oh man! Yo, shout out to Rita Repulsa. Get the check though. Get to the bag, Rita.
So you're gonna see a lot of familiar faces, and the craziness about this is that they wrote Trini's death into the story. Trini, as you all know, she was the Yellow Ranger, and they wrote her death in. So check out. Here's the trailer, just released Netflix. Power Rangers, once and always. Here we go.
After all these years, I found a new buddy.
Rita Repulsa?
No, it can't be.
It's time for revenge.
She killed Mom. We gotta destroy her.
This is Ranger business, okay?
Let us sort this out. Rita's creating a time portal.
I'll kill you before Zorda makes you Rangers.
We gotta make sure Rita doesn't hurt anybody else.
Attention, Power Rangers! Get to your assigned stations now!
Once a ranger,
Always a ranger.
It's Morphin time!
Your move, Rangers.
You wanna fight? You found one.
You got this. Good luck. Now it's a reunion.
Messing with this place was a big mistake. Don't worry, you saved the world before.
All right, we're back in here. It's funny because we just had a little laugh here because you seen the Green Ranger in there. As you guys know, he passed away, committed suicide. So they actually have a final film for him coming out in November. But the funny thing was my man Maverik was talking about how the Red Ranger was that man, but then the Green.
I used to watch Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? And like, everybody thought Red Ranger was the illest, right? Hands down, like he was the guy, like, you know. And then Green Ranger came through one episode, shut that whole movement down. He was beating everybody.
He actually stole Kimberly. He stole Kimberly from the Red Ranger too.
yo, that's wild. That is wild.
You know, Tommy came up in there with that long hair, you know, and he had real martial arts skills. Tommy had the real martial arts skills. So, you know, prayers out to him and his loss. But Power Rangers, man, that's the trail. The second trail I got for you guys, Lionsgate releases Joyride. So what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, in entertainment and movies. What's up, Sammy Sergio? Gigi's Lounge, man. Get on down there every night, especially Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays. What's up, man, Sammy? Check him out. Joyride is like Girls Trip for Asians. And it's nice because, you know, we're seeing a lot of diversity in Hollywood. And one of the things we're seeing about this diversity in Hollywood is now we're starting to see that Asian money. Asian people will go see an Asian film. That money's there. So this trailer here is funny as hell. Check out Joyride from Lionsgate. Here is the trailer for that. Here we go.
You guys must be new to town, right?
New to town, but not new to the country. We just moved from California.
Oh, we just wondered if you wouldn't mind if your daughter played with our daughter.
Audrey, say hi.
You want to play slide? Slides off limits to ching-chongs. Fuck you. Do you want to be best friends?
Look at me, look at me, look at me now. Guess who's going back to the motherland?
It's a big deal, going to your birth country.
We used to talk about it all the time when we were little, remember? Grand adventure to find your birth mother.
So proud of you.
Farewell
my translator in Beijing.
Audrey, I got you. 你刺个剧吧，刺个大剧小剧随便你。
Cat lives there now.
Your famous college roommate.
You ready to lose to a celebrity?
Deadeye is coming, by the way.
Deadeye, your cousin?
Hey, Audrey.
Oh, hi. Hey.
Deadeye.
Where did that come from? You know, I think I get it.
I called the adoption agency, and she lives in Haiching.
Okay, will you guys come with me?
Fuck yes, bitch!
I love a grand adventure. Oh, hi. So nice to see an American. What do you do for work?
It's the cops are doing a bag check.
Oh my God, you're a drug dealer?
You're drug dealers now, bitches! What the fuck?
Is that a condom?
We can't get caught with drugs in China. We'll get jailed for life.
Crazy, gotta go crazy.
I should never come to China. People are always thinking that I have this perfect life. I don't belong anywhere.
If you do not know where you come from, how do you know who you are?
We could still find her. Our passports are in my suitcase that got stolen.
You know who can bypass airport security? K-pop stars. Everyone remember their names?
Sassy.
Cutie.
Lisa.
Lisa, too.
I don't believe these girls are singers.
Girls, show them.
What are we supposed to show?
You're a fan of Cardi B, right?
Yeah. Is she here? There's some whores in this house.
There's some whores in this.
Hey, honey, you good? Did you get the Coke bags out?
Yeah, but only 7, and I think I put in 8.
Just push, pull. I mean, twist it.
It's not a puppet, it's my asshole.
All right, Joyride, check it out, man. Like I said, it's nice to see all this diversity coming from Hollywood. It's great stuff. Steve Rita says Ninja Turtles beats them every time. Talking about the Power Rangers. They're actually, I think there was a one-time comic book that did have the Power Rangers against the Ninja Turtles. So I gotta look that up, but I think that did happen. Also, John Wick 4. See it?
Seen it.
You see? So hold on. Let me put this up. Let me put this up. John Wick was the #1 movie of the weekend. 73.5 million. Now, usually I don't talk about stuff on this show because usually I'm like, you know something? I don't want to be the spoiler guy, but here I got my man. He said he's seen it. We got to talk about this real quick. So here, people, take heed. Here we go. Let me put the spoiler alert up for you. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
You've been warned. That's a badass spoiler alert. Thank you to my man Micah for doing the voiceover in the background that you hear. But that spoiler alert means if you didn't see it, you better have left the room. Because there's some stuff I got to talk about. Because see, if my man wasn't on here with me, I probably wouldn't have really talked about it. But I got to talk about some things because I hadn't seen 1 through 3 because they came out so fast and I hadn't seen them yet. So my man hit me up. He's like, what do you mean you haven't seen them? So this summer, I blew through all 3. I said, okay, let me start this series. So I watched the first one. And the first one had me hooked from the opening scene. I watched all 3 in one day. All 3 in one day. So when they said the 4th one was coming out, I was like, okay, let's see how this is. Now, first of all, people, John Wick's 4, first of all, if you're a movie buff like me, they paid tribute to a lot of movies that people will probably look like, this is a dope-ass scene, but there's a scene in this movie where John Wick has an entire chase scene shootout around the Arc de Triomphe.
Around the Eiffel Tower?
Bro. And they kept going in a circle. Right there, that was a shout out to European Vacation when they got lost in European Vacation and Chevy Chase couldn't get out of the traffic and they kept going. But they would look, people. They was fighting in the traffic.
The nth degree. That was
then they do, and everybody who knows me, they all know that my trademark has always been from the Warriors. Can you count suckers? During this movie, they do a little tribute to the Warriors with the DJ. on the microphone telling John Wick, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That's from the Warriors in the 70s. I was like, okay. And then there's one scene in this movie where I'm going to tell you right now, Mav, I was ready to get up out the theater, leave the theater. Not madness. I wasn't mad at all. I wasn't hating at all. Look, this scene had me so crazy. I wanted to go outside the theater and just scream in the top of my lungs, yes, Lord. There's a scene in this movie where John Wick, he's got to get to the church before sundown for this duel. And
the steps.
Nope. They up the ante. They up the ante. Now everybody's coming for him.
Right.
All of a sudden, he gets the 12 gauge shotgun with the incendiary bullets, and they switch to that overhead shot scene.
Ugly. That was wild. That was wild. It was like you were playing a video game, like in the movie. You know? Yeah. That was different.
I was ready to walk out. I was like, are they really doing this? And during this scene, this overhead video game camera shot, they pay homage to the movie Blade when Blade was shooting the vampires with the 12 gauge garlic gun and they would blow up and burn.
And burning, yeah. Man. So that's crazy. You a movie buff for real, because a lot of those, I'm thinking now that you say it, I'm like,
yes. They put it all in there. I was like, look. So what were your thoughts in the film? You loved it.
I enjoyed it. If you're looking for like almost 3 hours of just action, that's exactly what you're getting. Yo, Keanu Reeves must have said 20 words in that whole movie. He ain't talk. The brother ain't talk in the movie. He just immediately started kicking ass. Like, I would to see. He didn't have to learn these lines. He did not have to learn his lines. There was like, even in the beginning, it was like, where Lawrence Fishburne is like, and he's like, yeah.
For those who don't know, Donnie Yen, IP Man, he holds it down as a blind assassin, holds it down. But the big surprise of the movie, and I didn't even know who it was. I'm like, who is this guy? He's definitely in a fat suit. If you guys know all those, Scott Adkins, who's been in all those Undisputed movies with Michael J. White. Scott Adkins, he's an action star. You guys seen him doing martial arts, but he got into this heavy suit. They put him into this heavy suit. They dyed his hair blonde, and I gotta say, Scott Adkins, man, you killed it, bro.
He was giving Keanu that work. He was giving Keanu that work. I was like, this boy is really lumping this dude up right now in the club.
which is almost another homage to Blade, when Blade in that first film, the opening scene in Blade, he's at the club, the Bloodbath, and everybody's dancing, he's getting ready to mess up vampires and stuff right in the club. One of the best opening scenes in history was Blade, man.
I still remember the song from that.
Oh
the
my!
joint that was playing.
Yeah, I got it on my iTunes playlist. I'm not gonna lie, but if you haven't seen John Wick 4, well worth the $19. And hey, go see it in Dolby Atmos IMAX, because that's what we saw it in, and the sound and everything. And like you said, the staircase scene, the staircases was a shout out to The Exorcist and The French Connection, because both those movies had that stairway scene that was the climax of the movies. And man, that was
that's crazy. Yeah. Oh, just one more thing.
Okay.
I am Klaus. Remember that.
Yeah. So
I'll leave y'all with that.
Yeah, man. Everybody, y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this film. It's good stuff. WWE WrestleMania is this weekend. Rey Mysterio last week on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio finally gave in, knocked the crap out of his son. Why? Because what you're saying, Why now? Well, because Rey Mysterio's wife and daughter were there, and Dominic went on to talk about how since he's a deadbeat dad, his mom was a deadbeat mom, and was talking crap about the mom, and then the sister stood up and got in his face, and he told his sister to sit down. She's a loser. She's a dummy. She's this. And that was it. That was it for Ray. Ray had heard enough, went over, told his son, you're not going to disrespect your mother, not my wife, and punched him out and said he's going to fight him at WrestleMania. So this weekend, it's on. It's on.
Yo, I'm sure the athletic wrestling moves are going to be on 10 for that.
Oh, man. And here's my thought process on this. I think Rey Mysterio, even though he's going into the Hall of Fame, I think Rey Mysterio has to lose to his son Dominic because he's retiring. Dominic's here, so he's got to put Dominic over in order for Dominic to be that guy now. Even though he's a bad guy right now. Yeah, he's got to pass that torch. So I feel like Rey Mysterio is going to lose this weekend. I feel it's going to be a hell of a match, but I think he loses to Dominic and probably what will be a hell of a match where Dominic will gain his respect, I think, a little bit. So we'll see. But again, WrestleMania is next weekend. Oh, it's this weekend coming up. Let's get into the sports booth. 7:52 here. The only real thing I want to talk about is reporters, man. And Maverik can talk about this too. When it comes to Bill Belichick, who was at the coaches' meetings in Arizona, y'all know going up there and asking the question about Lamar Jackson and the rumors of a trade. If it ain't facts, bro, Belichick ain't touch. Why do they?
Absolutely not. But I would love to see it. I would love to see Lamar Jackson in a Patriots uniform. I'm not going to hold you. I'm just saying.
He gave a great answer though, because when the question was asked, he was like, "I'm talking about players who ain't on the team. I don't talk on the team's business."
Leave it at that.
He shut it down, and I was like, "What reporter thought?" So you're a reporter. You're interviewing Belichick, and you say to yourself, "Well, it's a 50-50 question. He's either going to answer. He's not going to answer." For me, I'm like, "Yeah, 50-50 is good in the casino." But when it comes to Belichick, just stick with the facts,
like
bro.
Your chances, bro. I don't like your chances at all. Yo, the illest answer. Did you hear the other one from the other day? The illest response from Belichick. Somebody asked him like, "Oh, wait, what gives you like?" It was something to the effect of, "What gives you optimism, for the upcoming season or whatever?" He was like, "I don't know, the last 25 years." I love it. He didn't crack a smile like I did. He said a straight face, like what's up? Yeah, have you seen my resume? You seen my work? You know how we get down up here, okay? Man.
and that's how he delivers these beatdowns. Chris Gagney, what's going on? See you guys. Love you guys in chat. But yeah, that's a Belichick beatdown, man. Sometimes I feel like these guys just do this to do this. 7:54. Biden bombshells. China. I talked about this on the show last week. China went over. He went to President Xi. He went over and saw my man Putin over there, who's been acting up. Went over there, talked to him, said, "Hey, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. You got to stick and do this. And you can't throw us into World War III, blah, blah, blah." And they shook hands. President Xi went back to China. Week later, Putin comes out and says, "Yep, you know what? I don't really care about the nuclear weapons pledge. I'm going to start putting nuclear stuff over here." President Xi was like,
what happened?
Here's what he said.
Stop doing that! Stop!
That was President Xi channeling his inner "stop doing that, stop." Because you're going to bring us to World War III, Putin. You got to stop. You got to stop trying to push this envelope. And they've already tried to kill him. I think they said that there's been 3 attempts on Putin's life already. So he better watch out. his Oglethorpe, they're losing money left and right. Bank accounts have been locked down. But we'll see. 7:56. North Korea. Hey, look at me. North Korea isn't involved in all the talking and stuff. And they're like, Kim Jong-un, hey, don't forget about me. They go and shoot 2 missiles after being told not to shoot the missiles. So U.S. says, okay, you want to play this game? We're going to send the USS Nimitz, which is one of the biggest aircraft carriers that the Navy has and then put them planes up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kim Jong-un was firing any more missiles.
No, he didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that smoke.
Because I remember years ago, I remember when we invaded Afghanistan, and one of the most craziest stories I remember when General Schwarzkopf, who probably put together the best U.S. military offensive in the history of offenses. I remember them talking to a woman in the Middle East, and they were talking about the drone missiles that were fired from the carriers, and they talked about how that drone missile came up over the hills, down, was street level, and how it came down the street, took corners, and then hit the terrorist bunker. And that was back then, and I'm like, damn, America's on, like we got it like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
bang the Huey and hit the target.
Yeah, so it's craziness. Also, guys, Trump this past weekend, and I always tell people, a lot of people go back and forth about politics, but I follow politics. I watch politics. I've been voting since I was 18. And I tell people you got to look deeper than what's on the surface. And this past weekend, President Donald Trump was in Waco, Texas to hold a rally because he's running for president. He wants to run for president in 2024. The scary thing here is that Waco, Texas, for those who don't remember and who've been living under a rock and don't know American history, Waco, Texas was the site of the biggest offensive against law enforcement in the federal government in Waco, Texas. David Koresh was trying to take the U.S. government out, law enforcement, and they had to go in there and shut that ish down.
Right.
So for me, I felt like, okay, if Donald Trump's going here, people don't realize what's the message he's sending, because all of a sudden, if I'm a cop or if I'm military and I see him in Waco, Texas, I'm saying to myself, he's not really for law enforcement if he's there, because that's the scene of one of the worst. And I see a lot of people in our next story. I see a lot of people talking about the Democrats, and I tell people it's not about the Democrats. The biggest problem right now with Donald Trump is the GOP has a problem right now. Donald Trump knows the problem, because at this rally, guess who Donald Trump beat the hell out of at this? It wasn't Joe Biden. Donald Trump beat the hell out of DeSantis. He picked on DeSantis. He mimicked DeSantis. He made like he was begging. He's always begging for money, blah, 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 blah. He was ripping apart DeSantis. Why? Because in 2024, the GOP right now is split three ways. You've got three different people in the parties in the GOP right now: Trump, Pence, DeSantis. The Republican National Convention Committee and the GOP, I can tell you right now, they don't want Trump back. They want to put all their wagons behind DeSantis. But they got to pull that 70+ million votes that Trump had when he ran against Biden. The only way you can do that is just discredit him. Hopefully he ends up in jail. This is the biggest battle that people aren't paying attention. This is the GOP civil war. The problem is that if Trump don't go to jail, in my opinion, Trump will break off and start his own party. And if Trump takes that 70 million people to his own party, the GOP Republican Party is done as we know it. It'll be historic.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's crazy stuff.
I was just about to ask, though, isn't he? He's not in jail yet?
Almost. He was supposed to turn himself in. He didn't turn himself in. The question is now the MAGA supporters was asking DeSantis to make sure that they have National Guard to protect him when they come to get him, because he didn't turn himself in. And DeSantis was looking at these people like, y'all crazy. I mean, I might be a GOP Republican, but I'm not crazy. Because once you put the National Guard at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, you then kind of separated yourself from the United States now. Also, the USA House passes the Parent Bill of Rights. This pissed me off because what it does is it's going to make schools have to put their curriculums up in all these places. So people, look, the curriculums are up. You can go on any website for any school, for any kid. They give you all this stuff to go online and check what they're doing and what they So for me, I felt like saying, parents, just do your jobs. Don't be mad because your kid is learning about. I saw this story where somebody was complaining about the kid learned about sex in a book in the 12th grade in school this week. And I'm saying to myself, I remember being in the 5th grade, and the whole big deal was about the book, Judy Blume's book, Forever, which had sex in it, and it was a teenage girl. And I remember everybody was going down the freaking library to sign that stupid ass book out, Judy Blume's Forever. You go down the library in the high school or junior high, and you say,
get a Judy Blume book.
You ask the librarian, she'd be like, what book you here for? Forever. And nope, librarian's like, it's out, you know, and they had like 6 copies of the freaking book at the library, you know? So, and that's it. I got to thank everybody for tuning in the show. Let me get my banners up here for everybody who's here. If you guys want a Sinister One beanie, they're gone. As I've always mentioned, I got to thank everybody who did purchase a beanie and got a Sinister One beanie. Also, all the shows I produce, check those shows out right there. Manny C Sports for me, but make sure to check out Oscar Reich Radio on Thursday nights. Travis Partington, Happy Hour with Lito. Cooperative Economics Network Dinner on Blue Hill Ave takes place on March 29th, every last Wednesday of the month. It's a spaghetti dinner networking event for Black business owners and entrepreneurs. Maverik, if you want to get involved, it's the last Wednesday of every month. They want anybody who's a Black business owner to come through, have this spaghetti dinner. It's 1102 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester. So it's hosted by the Black Net Worth Investment Association. And I told somebody I would definitely mention that because anything to help us do what we need to do, positive. Denisha Montgomery Smith rally is April 8th in North Carolina. She is the Black military police officer who told her family that she was assaulted and that she told her uppers level commanders they did nothing, and she ended up dead. And if she hadn't sent this video to her family, no one would have known. So it's a pretty sad story, but the rallies for her is April 8th. Travis Partington on Oscar Mike Radio, he's been covering the show. He's actually possibly working to speak with her mother on his show. Booty Vortex, Boston's best disco funk man, 14th annual food drive dance party, Sons of Italy, 120 Quarry Street, Quincy, Mass. And Boom Squad Radio, open mic every Friday nights, 486 Bedford Street in Fall River. And there we go again. Kimberly Ann, Empowerment Photography, Viana Marie there pictured on the screen. And Phenom Radio Network, 1000 Network, 24/7, helping local independent artists get helped every year. And that's going to be it. We're going to get ready to get out of here. My man MoneyMav hung on for the whole show. Give them the links. Give them how they can follow you. Give them how they can find you.
For sure. Definitely hit up that Instagram and Twitter at MoneyMav. Follow Mav Life Clothing on all the above aforementioned social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We got it all. We got it all. So just look up at MoneyMav on everything or Mav Life Clothing. We here.
We're going to have to chop it up again, man. This is my man, Mav. He's on the show with us. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. That Red Sox, usually always the first home game's always around the day of the marathon, the Patriots that week of April vacation, correct? Are you guys having opening day on the marathon again or no?
No. Open day is, it's Thursday. I'm like, yeah.
Whoa.
It crept right up. Right up.
Damn, Jesus. So, yeah, man, we're going to see you out here holding it down. If you get a chance, make sure to show your support because, man, this is a big deal, man. Becoming the Red Sox DJ is shit that's legendary. This is the shit that stays with people's names for a long time, man. Like I said, I was so happy when I saw that you got it because I'm like, if anybody was so deserving of this achievement, it was you. I couldn't, to be honest, I couldn't think of any other person, man, because you've been grinding hard. You've been involved with Boston sports, for the longest. Yeah. So I was like, for anybody to deserve that mantle, definitely you, man.
Yeah, it's a dream, man. I love what I do, and I love being able to share it with everybody. So, yeah, pull up on us, man. Red Sox Nation, what's up?
Yep. Man, I can't wait till they get to them playoffs again so you can really turn it out. Oh, man. So, guys, when you listen to the Red Sox and watching the Red Sox, you hear that music playing in the background, everybody's getting going. That's my man right here, MoneyMav. Hey, Maverik, and holding it down. SpongeBob, we are at 8:06. Do me a favor, SpongeBob. Take us home.
See you next Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to The Booth on Hoobazoo and HatcherRadio.com. Please follow the Facebook page and subscribe to the podcast at Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. The Booth is a Sinister One production hosted by Sinister One.
I've got to start hanging out with friends that are a little more intelligent and understand politics and stuff. It's just that I'm up on this level up here, and all my friends are down here. Me, nah. You guys, nah. Maybe a little more down in here. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I smoke, I drink, I do my thing. These bitches hating, so you know I got to make it plain. Don't do cocaine with your chick, my main. We stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, which was easy. If only I made it, bitch, don't repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate, and y'all think I'm playing. And I got a hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing, cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that shit, I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, cause on everything, I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
WHOOBAZOO, that's SuperBook.com.
Enter website.